fool me again. You can't fool me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. Can't buy scandal, we can't buy time. You can't fool me again. Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again. Hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. You touch up line and a resort to crime. You can't fool me again.
What people do eat no money, what they at you, eat no at you. Covid money, me say we eat the your little rat you. Use the youth, them money, waste my must have man to statue. Say me like a catch you, but they got in a figure you. Take the spit of money, got and say that is not you. One day the man above me look him, I got a bet. Too much eat in the kitchen, some a fly well like a patu. When singers and DJs and social media's coming at you.
It burn me.
300% free.
It burn me.
Garbage pile up the day.
It burn me.
Give the teacher them raise.
It burn me.
I see corruption fees.
It burn me.
Mash down the people them house.
It burn me.
Every day appear arms out.
It burn me.
Appear money them a thief.
It burn me.
And them a sell out the beach.
Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. Can't buy scandal, we can't buy time. You can't fool me again. Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. You touch up line and a resort to crime. You can't fool me again.
For me say big up all the charities and all of the givers. Some a go like say them powerful, me no make a bigger. The 100 the promises, none of them not deliver. Cut up the youth, them rap and they down in our fever. Member bowl honey and they lie them tell. Corruption smell and they pocket them swell. When police don't a market like Satan out of hell, go mash up people start like thief when them sell.
It burn me.
Or they treat the market man.
It burn me.
Or them a treat the cat man.
It burn me.
Or they treat the peanut man.
It burn me.
Or them a treat the dirt man.
It burn me.
Or them a treat the sound man.
It burn me.
Or them a treat policeman.
It burn me.
How them a treat soldier man.
It burn me.
How them a treat everyone.
Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. Can't buy scandal, we can't buy time. You can't fool me again.
Stibby dim day. We in Global TV says certain kind of friend we no cape. And some informer friend we love lake. We in Global, bona fake friend and bona tape. We in Global, we not promote them, we not support them. Look at them on the cheek, come here represent for. We in Global TV, check it.
Good night and welcome to Strictly Come Manipulated. Welcome to the Global Bench. Tonight we will be exploring the mindset of the manipulator from the One Jamaica Legal Defense Foundation. Thank you for joining us and welcome to my community of parity and all my family members, platform moderator, membership holders, viewers and subscribers, commenters and trolls. Good evening and welcome. A special appeal to my moderators this evening. Anyone come over here disgruntled, allow them. It is democracy. Arlene Foster, Debbie Jervis TV, RJ, Beaton Teach, Noreen Robinson, Sunshine, Michelle Lewis Wilson Godsgift, Elaine Turner, EM, Sharon Bernard, Colleen Donner, Deb, Pauline Dixon, Jason Kane, Errol Brown, Delroy Henry, Sheena Kelly, Abinasa Cody, Stacy, Mary Messenger TV, Keith Summer, Yvonne Riley, Sharon Peart. Good evening. Thank you very much. Like and share the live, please. Send go call Wilford Ratigan. Them afraid of me, so them can't call my name. But two, me not afraid of them. We can call them name Christopher, Dolores Logan. Send go call Ratigan. I'm present. Hey, Jesus, tonight. Send go call Ratigan and Prezi. Can them just change my whole program I plan to do tonight? The manipulation of the people must stop. You cannot continue to dance and ice with the people, Mr. Ratigan. I'm not going to bring his brouhaha on my screen, but at some point I'm going to play the audio and go step by step with Mr. Ratigan. Let me turn off my phone thingy because the noise will get into my head. Oh, there. Anyway, let's deal with a few fangled angles first before we move forward. Hold on. I should say first before I play these images, some of the image you will see on screen have graphic images of violence. Viewers must watch at their own discretion. Bear with.
Respect human rights. Respect human rights. End police violence. End police violence.
And we are do it, we make everybody see it. Anywhere me go, girl, I say me look neat. Anywhere me go, girl, I say me smell sweet. I do it, I mean no.
You're not
Pause, Mr. Pause it.
You can't see it, so.
No, man, I didn't see you, man.
You know, look like I do that.
That's my man, brother.
You just change his clothes.
Him, man.
Now, this is the policeman abusing his wife, more or less. Baby mother.
More on, stop.
Come out here. Come out here. Come out here. Come out here. That's what he said. Come out.
Moran, stop.
Come out. Come out. Me say fi come out. You no longer fuck with me.
Let go from me.
Come out here.
Let me go.
Out.
Me not fuck with you. You're gonna feel one.
Out.
Eh?
Out.
Moran, stop. Moran, stop. Mom.
Bear in mind,
Moran,
this is the police
stop.
officer.
Where you
Let
are?
go from me.
You say you come to kill me.
Me don't come when you come to kill me.
You say you come.
Because you. Moran, stop. Stop.
Before I go on to Pocahontas, you know what I find are found alarming in the whole of this? For his current girlfriend, I hope my audio is okay tonight. For his current girlfriend to have done that video and put it out in public, I find that alarming. My question, could this be a cry for help for herself as well? I don't hear anyone asking that question. But could this be a cry for help? Thank you, Debbie Jervis. Could this be a cry for help? It is said that the video was done by his current girlfriend and was put out. I found that alarming. This could be a cry for help. Because if you are with one woman, so nothing now got happy you found with the other one, so when you're angry. I don't hear anybody saying this young man, this young lady might also need help as well. You wonder why police don't deal with domestic violence when complaints are brought. You wonder why. Let's listen to more of JPS badness. We're going to listen to the This Morning badness we play with JPS. And we're going to play some more badness. For us.
But from JPS to the Ministry of Finance dated July 1st, 2024, regarding 3 facilities, the South Jamaica Power Company, the JPS Borg 114 megawatt combined cycle power plant in Montego Bay. A letter was sent to JPS, from JPS to the Ministry of Finance dated July 1st, 2024, regarding 3 facilities, the South Jamaica Power Company, the JPS Borg 114 megawatt combined cycle power plant in Montego Bay, and the New Fortress Energy Jamalco power plant. Please note that this letter was not sent to the OUR, neither was it sent to the Permanent Secretary of the Energy Ministry, nor to me as Minister with responsibility for energy. So I'd like to make that categorically clear, to clear the air and the confusion that the Ministry, the OUR, the Permanent Secretary and the Minister was not aware of the letter that was sent. It was neither copied to us, it was a straight letter to the Ministry of Finance, which I do find in itself odd. I find it very curious that the letter was written on July 1st, addressed to the Honorable Nigel Clark, and it was under the signature of Mr. Vernon Douglas, the Chief Financial Officer, and it is neither copied to his president, it is neither copied to his board, it is neither copied to the OUR, it is neither copied to the Permanent Secretary, or it is neither copied to the Minister with responsibility for all. So the only thing that I can think is that Mr. Douglas is in charge of all of us.
Bad man King.
That's the only conclusion. For him to be able to write a letter like this as a CFO to the Minister of Finance without any copies to the relevant stakeholders, which includes a minister, includes his president, includes his board, who I can categorically state did not, my 3 members, attended no board meeting and were not contacted. And they were not contacted on the estimated bills either. So JPS will have to deal with this.
The government at liberty or in a position to impose penalties on the JPS if it is not satisfied at the end of the day?
No, OUR. And the OUR's position, which I'm not in agreement, is that they are not prepared to start anything until such time as restoration is completed, and then they will do a post-mortem in relation to all that happened in relation to JPS's actions or inactions for restoration. From my vantage point, you only do post-mortems when you're dead. So I'm not quite sure what a post-mortem will do after the fact. And that's the point I made earlier, that you need to get involved and get sure and oversight in relation to the recovery effort and use the powers that you have as a regulator to impose sanctions and fines as you go along, because the fact is that JPS has missed every deadline.
Is the government at liberty or in a position to impose penalties on the JPS if it is not satisfied at the end of the day?
No.
Bad boy thing, I go on a JPS. Talk to JPS if you're not bad now. I dare enough to talk to JPS. Up in on the mouth. Up in on the mouth. If you're not thing, one on. Can't talk to JPS around here. Open on the mouth. You say bad boy Jamaica. You see how JPS bad. Lord Jesus. Mr. Ratigan, you reach yet, sir? You must there, Mr. Ratigan. Mr. Ratigan, you're there, Mr. Ratigan. You don't have to hold up your hand, but we know so you're there. Because you will come for tonight, Mr. Ratigan.
Very careful. Hold on. Very careful. This is what I said. I should be very careful.
Good night, Mr. Wilfred Ratigan. Your short stage appearance today on YouTube with Prezi was not sincere at all, Mr. Ratigan. Not one iota of it. Your announcement that you resign from Call to Action, Global Jamaica Diaspora, this, that, and the stale news, Mr. Ratigan. Stale news. That was one of the things you did 2 weeks ago when you came out. Stale news, Mr. Ratigan. Stale news. People have moved on since 10 days ago, Mr. Ratigan. When the group spoke about you on Waterhouse Vibes, when them gentlemen go over Sunderland TV, Carlos do him video, people have moved on from then, but you swirling and manipulating the people, Mr. Ratigan. Firstly, the issue is not about any disagreement to do with the breaking up of the group. This is your first misleading, Mr. Ratigan. The issue here is about accountability and transparency of the One Jamaica Legal Defense Foundation. That is the issue at hand. Stop skirting around the issue. Stop manipulating the people, Mr. Ratigan. You dub yourself the fearless leader. I've never seen a fearless leader to be so whimsical, Mr. Ratigan. Please be honest and stay focused, because you don't look like you're focused at all. You look like you're climbing down from 2 weeks ago. Let me reiterate some questions that was put to you, Mr. Ratigan. Who are the board members of the One Jamaica Legal Defense Foundation? Why is it since the inception of the board there has been shifting of members? Under the transparency rule, then, you are required to disclose your board members in full from inception to now. You shouldn't be having a problem with that. That's what is required of you. You hold government to account. And if there are friends of yours on the board, be transparent about it. But the 501c3 would prohibit that, Mr. Ratigan. Another thing you are required to do, Mr. Ratigan, is to give an account for the donor's money, how the donor's money been spent. And that, Mr. Ratigan, is required proof of the financial statement to see what and where their money was spent on. We're going to ask you more questions, but we're going to play your video and go bit by bit and respond to you. Now, Ratigan and Prezi come out this evening. Optics like Andrew Holness. This is the irritating thing about them criticizing Andrew Holness. Came out optic like Andrew Holness, narrative. What's your point of coming out today? What's your point of coming out today, Mr. Ratigan? Your title said you're going to respond to the One Jamaica Legal Foundation critics. What you rather came out to do today, Mr. Ratigan, is a promotion of Saturday's program. A man who spent 7-8 hours on a Saturday, you came out to say you're responding to critic today. 6 minutes, Wilford Ratigan. What was the point of that, if not for promotion and PR? But let's listen to the optics, the same thing what we now criticize Andrew about. Is the same very thing that you are doing to your audience. And I don't want people to talk about it. Everybody must go along with the manipulation of the people. I don't feel comfortable with it. I'm not comfortable with it. Let me know if you're hearing the audio, please.
From or watching us from, good hello to you. Today, we have a special announcement from the president and the leader of the One Jamaica Legal Defense Foundation, our fearless leader.
Are you hearing the audio?
Ratigan. Mr. Ratigan, how are you today, sir?
I'm on top of the world, my brother. How about you?
You have a big announcement and a message you want to share to our beloved supporters of the.
A big announcement. Can somebody give me a signal if you're hearing the audio, please? It not loud. Jesus.
Oh, yeah. Yes. First of all, good morning to everyone. Or as you said, good afternoon, good night, wherever you are, because we have supporters all across the globe. So, again, welcome, welcome, welcome. Now, my people, this is the fearless leader of the One Jamaica Legal Defense Foundation with a significant message for you. First, I have resigned from the Global Jamaica Diaspora Council that is registered in Connecticut, Florida, and with the IRS. I repeat, I have resigned from the Global Jamaica Diaspora Council that is registered in Connecticut, Florida, and with the IRS. I have also disassociated myself from the Diaspora Crime Intervention and Prevention Task Force, and also the Call to Action Group, which I left almost 2.5 months ago.
All right, stop there. Mr. Ratigan said he left, he disassociated, he resigned, he everything. Let's look at the detail on Wilford Ratigan website as of today. Look at what is highlighted, screenshot it, and see if Jamaica Council and Jamaica Diaspora Crime Intervention and Prevention Task Force is still not on Ratigan website. Now, I'm a person who have a website for myself. When you change any details on your website, after you've done the change and you hit the publish button, the information changes to the public automatically. Wilford Ratigan came out today and made this grandiose announcement. But here on his One Jamaica Legal Defense Foundation website, here on the Jamaica Legal Foundation website, the same information is there. And it's coming out publicly disassociated himself. But on his website, he's still associated. Ratigan and Prezi come out today like Prezi is a broadcaster and he heard of a grand announcement Ratigan is to make, and he's surprised of the grand announcement. This was something planned by Prezi and Ratigan. This is how they use optics to fool you. They're the same as politicians. They talk at you. They talk over you. They talk around you. They never talk with you or to you. The mind game must stop. We cannot call out Andrew Holness and then Ratigan do the same thing every day, and Ratigan don't want to be held accountable. He also said he is disassociated from call to action. Look at the top of the thing. If his protest is not being promoted under call to action. Look, 30th of August, New York, call to action protest. How long does it take to change information on your website or update information on your website? But people are not seeing the manipulation that Ratigan's doing. See them? See the call to action there? See highlighted with the blue line under it? You see me show you, highlighted in green here, the Global Diaspora Intervention and Crime Prevention Task Force. And Ratigan still come telling it today, I have resigned, I have disassociated. Ratigan said that 2 weeks ago. Ratigan have not changed anything much on the website though, because Ratigan is playing a mind game. His manipulation is working, so he can keep jogging along because when you don't read. Half found we run behind Ratigan. Don't go on that website. So Ratigan can come out here and tell lies. I want to accept it because none of you read. Or none of you take the time to check the website. And since Ratigan is just a liar, because he come out and disassociate, disannounce, resign. He said that 2 weeks ago. The information is still on his website, even after he came out today. And I went to check his website. The information is still there. But this is how Ratigan can manipulate you all, or those who believe in his rhetoric. Why this fearless leader cannot have the balls to stand up and speak the truth, but every time he opens his mouth, it's optics and swirling around. Let's continue listening to the hypocrisy of Wilford Ratigan, who wants to hold government to account.
Almost 2.5 months ago, only associated with the organization I formed in June of last year, the One Jamaica Legal Defense Foundation.
Remember when you came out 2 weeks ago and you disassociate yourself from all the other organizations? You said One Jamaica Legal Defense Foundation and my baby that. The people them donation in Ratigan and my baby that. So it's about a money thing for you, because you disassociate yourself and try to mash up everything else. But the money arm of the entire movement, you grab it up and you run with it. And you, as soon as Herb start asking questions, you kicked him off the board. Did you not? You're disassociating from call to action. You're disassociating from crime prevention task force and all that. But it's all on your website. Fearless leader. fearless leader. What is the fearless leader? An honest leader. Is the fearless leader a truthful leader? Ratigan will have to say that, Larkland. Ratigan and President will come tell more lies and more manipulations, but they're not gonna get away with it. Trust me. Because if Ratigan and the President think they're not answerable to global TV, they will be answerable to the IRS. So choose which one we are going to answer, because they are going to answer one away. I just saw it go. Because by IRS, we want to know how the people money are spent and who are the board members. Yes. So choose which one we answer. But what you're not going to continue to do, Ratigan, is continue to play games with this issue. If you want to nip it in the bud, you could have done that, but we're going to get to that.
Now, recently, a group of my colleagues and friends saw it fit to publish scandalous lies and misrepresentations about me and the affairs of the OJLDF.
I don't know which colleague you attacked. Me and you was never colleague, and me a question OJLDF. If you think I lie, me I tell Ratigan, go sue me. It's as simple as that. That's my answer to that. Sue me if I lie, me I tell. It's simple, Ratigan. It is simple. If me I tell lie, sue me. Because you know so you love sue, Ratigan. You love sue. The big lunch down in New York. The money you lend Wayne Lonesome. The 9,000 you pay for the legal fee. You pay ISAC for the legal fee to cite a private defamation case. Sue me.
Lies and misrepresentations about me and the affairs of the OJLDF, One Jamaica Legal Defense Foundation. This was disappointing because whatever the issue was, it could have been handled behind closed doors.
Hey, Koshata. Bang down belly no bend us. We sing say. Chala no belly no bend us. Hey. Chale, chalo, chalo. Whatever the issue is, Wilfred Ratigan says, it could have handled in public. I am on the top of the world. I'm looking. Down in creation, it's the only explanation. Even though Ratigan still cannot find one. Make sure you come with financial statements Saturday. Make sure you can outline the board members Saturday, Ratigan, because we're going to rumble, tumble. You think you'll get away with this? You're not going to continue with this spinning. The political lies are not, but let's get back to have it done in private. On the 4th of August, bear in mind that you admitted you left the organization 2.5 months ago. Nobody knew that. Nobody from the group disclosed that. In fact, even though you left the group, to show their support, the team went to Canada with you. Sunday, I think August 4th, Mr. Lonesome, your friend and confidant, came out and he made a disgraceful walla. That was the first time anyone in the public, Mr. Ratigan, and the social media record can prove that. Anything ever aired in public to do with the group. On Monday, the following day, I came out and I said to the gentlemen of the group, I'm giving you 24 hours to address this disgraceful brawl by Wayne Lonesome. Otherwise, I'll start asking difficult questions Later on, Monday, that day, Mr. Lonesome came out and a full twaddle went on again. On my PPV show that Monday night, Mr. Ratigan, I start asking questions of you. After halfway into my show, Wayne Lonesome came and his wife, Mr. Ratigan, came on and they started to thrash Herb and Francis. And it was a disgraceful debacle. Bear in mind, Ratigan said this could all handled in private. Ratigan was sent the link to Wayne Lonesome's studio. Ratigan joined the studio. Ratigan did not come out and apologize, ask for peace, or try to take control of the issue as the fearless leader. Ratigan further threw flames to the fire by telling Herb how much you come away alone some yard and you eat him food and you church out in him sofa. Was that not you, Mr. Ratigan, in public? All of a sudden now, Global TV start question accountability, transparency, and integrity, Mr. Ratigan. It must be pushed in private. People must call you. Them could call you and get your side of the story. Who does Wilford Ratigan think he is? I have an LLB too. I may not be an FBI or a backstabber, but I have a law degree too, Mr. Ratigan. I went into the higher curves of where you all walk. Don't come out here with a hanky-panky dance around here. It's not going to work, Mr. Ratigan. So don't come out here. Come go on like say. And nobody come out in a public with anything. This was all done by you and Wayne Lonesome. The things Wayne Lonesome came out and cussed the group about the Monday night, Mr. Ratigan. Things that were discussed within the group could have only came from Wilford Ratigan to Wayne Lonesome and his wife, who are not a part of the group. But Ratigan want to manipulate all of you and make it look like a Global TV, a Herb, a Carlos, a Francis. You and Wayne Lonesome started it, Ratigan. You and Wayne Lonesome started it. The information where Wayne Lonesome come out, come cuss people from the organization with, came from Ratigan. The information in the group that Wayne Lonesome used to cuss the people them came from Wilford Ratigan. Wilford Ratigan stepped away from the group because the group was not keen on getting Wayne Lonesome involved based on politics and temperament. Wilford Ratigan stepped away from the group because his friend of 52-year lion said to him, I thought you knew better, Ratty. And this is what want to run around and call itself a fearless leader. The makeup is washing off your face, Ratigan. And if I can't do it, the IRS will. You're going to show the people with proof how their money was spent. Your president will come out here, come conjure up the monkey story, Ratigan, and tell them, you let this blow out of proportion. When you came on Wayne Lonesome show that night, you could have drawn a line under it. Not once have you done so. The following Saturday, you came out and you described me as a barking dog and all sorts. Fearless leader. Fearless leader. And you want to walk and carry news in Ratigan? You can't point to nobody else a part of the organization Ratigan where walk with news. Nobody out there that one Wayne Lonesome never know where going in the group. Wayne Lonesome and his wife not in the group, Ratigan. So don't come out here, come go on like you have integrity to speak to anyone. You're a fraudster and a manipulator. Go and go sue me, Ratigan. You are going to have to speak to the IRS. If you think you don't have to answer Global TV, you will have to answer to IRS. And you will have to show how every money is spent, how every income and expenditure from that one Jamaica Legal Defense Foundation. You're going to have to show your donor list, Wilford Ratigan. So go on like you can play a game with Global TV. Let's continue, listen.
And believe me, we have handled many issues behind closed doors. Now, except for a few remarks I made almost 2 weeks ago, I've sat back and watched the hatchet job being done by those whom I've been closely affiliated with and others. Well, tune in on Saturday to read.
What hatchet job? Because when I hear Herb them really throw you under the bus, and me I question your integrity. Me and you know friend, me and you was never associated. So me don't know where the argument come from. And me and you know that.
With Ratigan for a gripping presentation of the unvarnished facts.
The unvarnished facts, Ratigan, must have proof of who your board members are and your relation to them. And it must be board member from the inception of the organization from it was registered. All the changes of board members must be transparent. The donation, a donor list, and a financial statement of the income and expenditure, Ratigan, of the donor's money. That is required, not a story. So let me make you know what is required when you come out here Saturday. Not a story. You're a man of evidence, Wilford Ratigan. So that is what we expect from you when you come out here. The more you play this game along, Ratigan, the more dangerous it's going to get for you, because you will not be able to hold Andrew to account until you, Wilford Ratigan, can prove that you have integrity to do so. It's as simple as that. Otherwise, they leave Andrew and make we when I fool the people them talk. Go on over Vegas them side, but do the manipulation and the political bandwagonism.
At the end of the day, I anticipate that some will distance themselves from the organization and me. However, God willing.
All right. This is the line that I don't understand. You have come with the unvarnished truth. If the unvarnished facts, is truth, why you think people are going to disassociate themselves from you for the truth, Ratigan? That don't make sense. That don't make sense. You will come out with unvarnished truth. But after you come out with the unvarnished facts, people may disassociate themselves from you. If the truth you have come with, that shouldn't matter.
Will distance themselves from the organization and me. However, God willing, there will be an outpouring of support, financial and otherwise, as we move forward to hold the Jamaican government accountable. And please do not forget the protest next Friday, August the 30th, against the Jamaican government. This protest will take place at the corner of 41st Street and 2nd Avenue in Manhattan from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. So again, my people, my colleagues, my friends.
All is required of Ratigan from 2 weeks ago is to be honest. All was required of Ratigan was to be a gentleman. But Ratigan came out and Ratigan behaved just like Wayne Lonesome. And then Ratigan want to shift the blame like this got to do with other people. People are dragging. How have the donors' funds spent, Mr. Ratigan? Give account for those money that are being spent. That is what is required. Your political connection, Mr. Ratigan, was one of the questions. You don't criticize the opposition. You only go on platform loyal to the opposition. The organization prohibits that. You must be compliant under US law, Mr. Ratigan. A 501(c) must be compliant with US law. Will you be able to explain that as per the status of the organization under US law? Can you, with the evidence out there on social media, say the organization is not linked to political activists? All of us want a better Jamaica, Ratigan. All of us. But we must do it with ethics and standard and work hard to hold government to account. We can't want to hold government to account with shady dealings and shady characters. If you want to hold government feet to the fire, you ought to be held to the same standard. You understand the maxim of equity, Wilfred Ratigan. Those who comes to equity must come with clean hands, Mr. Ratigan. So if you're calling out Andrew on nepotism, corruption, cronyism, lack of accountability, lack of transparency, you, Wilfred Ratigan, cannot be seen to be doing the same thing and not want to be held accountable. How about when you're upset again, Mr. Ratigan? Will you pop off from this organization and create something else? Or is it because, Mr. Ratigan, this is your cash cow? You will do whatever it takes to control and defend. Stop playing with the people, Wilford. Stop playing with the people. JBC and RGR will make you get away with it. Global TV now will make you get away with it. Otherwise, Wilford, just come out, come be a normal vlogger. But when you take people money to do a specific thing, and then you're going to pay a legal fee for your personal self, you take it, go buy high-end lunch for you and your friend them, Wilfred Ratigan, you must be accountable for that. That's not what the money was meant to be used for. That's misappropriation. Something that you hold government to account for, Wilfred. You've got to get it right, Wilfred Ratigan. This year one year him said. This year Ninkumpu. Say, tell the police them, say, them ignore misguided sympathy for criminals. Oh dear. You know, I get up at the picnic where them I walk and shoot down them attack. Because them not talk about like Babsy and Horace Chang and James Roberts and Bobby Montague and Pernell Charles Jr. Them not talk about them people there. but one of it define, one of it not define, pigeonhole criminality. Those criminals we talk about and those we do not see. That's it. All this I want to quoting. Helpless. Helpless. This idiot here, when you beat him baby mother to appear in appeared in St. Mary Court, Parish Court today. What else we have on the list? I think that's it. On the list. But Jeffrey Tavares, me hear to you say I go sue me. Cause your family them this and your family them that. Look here, Jeffrey.
Careful. Very careful.
Hold on.
Very careful. This is what I said. I should be very careful.
Jeffrey. Can you prove in your lawsuit where you're going to bring against me that you did not pay Donovan Fullerton to pull your record, Jeffrey? Stabbing in Cayman. Are you aware of any stabbing that you would have or may have done in Cayman before you came to the US and visitor's visa that you told lied on the application? Jeffrey, I am warning you. Stop Ratigan. You're digging a hole for yourself. Buck up in a global, you're buck up in a danger. Don't do it. This is just a warning. Ratigan set you up already. I've had enough information. What make if you sue me and go look like? Me not sound enough to sue me, you know. Me just I want you state will turn out very nasty for you. And that's enough of that. You must understand what warning means. Just that I'll never tell you. I will welcome anyone on a lawsuit. Sue me, Mr. Ratigan. Sue me. We don't notice one of the first time Mr. Ratigan no quick to run out, come check the lawsuit. Hello. Are you aware that this is one of the first time Wilfred Ratigan not ready for run, come out, come threaten lawsuit? Does it not ring a bell? Anyway, Mr. Ratigan, see you on Saturday. You remember what you call Wayne Lonesome, Mr. Ratigan? Borrow, make me rich. I hope you can show the financial statement. Good night and good luck to Mr. Ratigan from Global TV. See you in the morning.